Is The Sims 3 nearing its end? What are my honest opinions about other Sims YouTubers?
Trash. Honestly, trash.
And is Life by You dead on arrival? Hello and welcome to a chill podcast style video. Haven't done one of these in a minute. In the background, I'm doing a small renovation to this farmhouse for my legacy family, the Morettis. We bought this house for one of the 6th gen, so I'm gonna be sprucing things up. If you're just here for the renovation, feel free to mute, because I have some things to say. But starting off, I just want to say this. I'm coming up on my 2-year wedding anniversary. What the fuck? I meant my YouTube anniversary. I mentioned this before, but when I started this channel,
I was depressed.
I was depressed. Like, clinically depressed, miserable, medicated. So medicated that I was playing The Sims 4. Those drugs really do get to you. But honestly, at the time, I was like, okay, I need to do something to distract myself, and what's better than escaping into a simulated version of life? And look at that, 2 years later, and here we are. At the end of every video, I make sure to say thank you for watching, and I really do mean that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope at least half of you aren't just hate watching, but if you are a hater, I also thank you for watching, and I wish you well. But as I was thinking about my own channel, it also got me thinking about the Sims YouTubers I really enjoy. And it made me realize that there's such a variety of content here, spanning 4 Sims games. There's Let's Plays, challenges, and there's also like a gazillion Sims news channels. I don't know where they all came from, but somehow all of them are just people talking while the Growing Together trailer plays in the background. No shade.
I said what I said. And I'm not changing on it, okay?
My point is, there's a lot of content out there, and I guess I sort of want to talk about or highlight some of the Sims YouTubers I love. I hope this is okay. I didn't really ask for permission from anyone, and there's too many to list. These are just some of the ones I've been watching lately. I love Panda Bay's videos. Somehow, she can explain what I'm often thinking, but in a much better way, and then some. Her retrospectives are amazing. Definitely recommend. I mentioned Antisocial Bunny before. Her Sims 2 Asylum series actually inspired me so much. The way she just lets the game tell its own story while showcasing the animations and the sound design. It's beyond, and I'm a huge fan. And for some more commentary, I love Mars Powers. He makes a variety of content, but I think I've watched all of his videos on The Sims. He only states facts. The edits are hilarious. All I can say is, come to Brazil. There's also a ton of good gameplay out there. Ryan Plays The Sims has a lot of great gameplay videos. His live streams are really fun. Simsy Sim is sort of a newer one, doing some great Sims 2 and Sims 3 Let's Plays. They feel so nostalgic. I love that. If you guys don't know, The Symbiote and Andrew Arcade were like, in my mind, the goats of Sims 3 Let's Plays, and Simsy Sims videos sort of give me that vibe, so I love it. Also, Non-Rev Sims. Great gameplay videos, world overviews, build videos, and more. It's a great chill time over there. Oh, and then I love Sammy Sundog. I feel like we would be best friends, IRL, actually. And of course, you all know I love my fellow Sims 3 players, King Rakowski. His videos are just iconic. Queen of Cotton Sock. I love having her streams on while I'm playing my own game. Such a good storyteller. There aren't really any channels I dislike, honestly. A few months ago, I made this video where I talked about what occasionally seems to be a lack of integrity among some Sims 4 YouTubers, emphasis on some, but I stand by what I said originally, which is that I don't think it's okay to just continuously put out videos hyping up DLC after DLC without at least acknowledging the fact that The Sims 4's DLC model is inherently exploitative. That being said, I don't watch a ton of Sims 4 content, but I enjoy Plumbella, an icon. Fake Gamer Girl. Steffo Sims is like beyond. I bow down to her. She's so creative. Ocean Sims is an incredible storyteller. Her videos are such a vibe and quick story time. 9 months ago, I got a comment from Ocean Sims, and it made me feel so good just to be recognized by another YouTuber, and I really appreciated that. I will have links to all these channels in the description, and please check out the channels tab on my YouTube page for more recommendations. And also let me know down in the comments what Sims YouTubers you love to watch. I have a question. Is The Sims 3 dying? Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, I feel like we all know it's inevitable. If you haven't heard of the term abandonware, when it comes to gaming, it's basically when a publisher or developer stops supporting a game in every way. No updates, not for sale, it's abandoned. And this is what EA has done with The Sims 1 and The Sims 2. You cannot buy those games on EA Play or Origin. I think The Sims 2 was pulled from Origin a few years ago. The Sims 3 has not received any updates in like 8 years, since 2015. Now, there was an update for Mac users in 2020, but that wasn't for any new content or anything. It was just for the 64-bit version of the game. Besides that, overall, it's been crickets. And I'm not saying this is strange or unusual, because generally when a new game in a series comes out, the older games are just ignored. But I feel like EA takes it to another level by abandoning the games completely. Honestly, I expect Sims 3 to be abandoned when Sims 5 comes out. I think it's inevitable based on what's happened to previous games, and it makes me wonder why EA even does this. And just off the top of my head, there's companies out there like Ubisoft, for example. They have a terrible reputation among gamers, but at least they still sell some of their older games, like the Assassin's Creed series. They even remastered a few of them, like Assassin's Creed 2 and 3 recently. Rockstar, again, no Angel, just using them as an example, but they've done the same as Ubisoft with games in the GTA and Red Dead series. They literally just released Red Dead Redemption on Switch a few weeks ago. That game came out in 2010, which is 1 year after The Sims 3, and they're still porting it to new devices. I'm not saying EA is the only publisher that completely abandons their older games, but The Sims is one of EA's best-selling series. Hell, it's one of the best-selling video games of all time. I don't understand the logic behind completely abandoning older games, unless it's just impossible to optimize them for modern PCs. Or is there another, more nefarious reason? Is it possible that EA just wants to push people toward the newer games, aka The Sims 4, and by limiting access to older games, they leave people without a choice, and this in turn helps them accomplish that goal? I don't know, I don't think it's like an out there conspiracy, but either way, it's sad to see such amazing games end this way, and I guess we'll have to send our prayers for The Sims 3. So speaking of endings, according to some conversations online, Life by You has succumbed to death by shoulder. I'm sort of taking a break on the Life by You videos and stuff if you haven't noticed, because I feel like there's no point, at least not until we get closer to early access. And honestly, I feel like I'm stuck in some kind of simulated time loop. Every single time the Life by You team puts out a sneak peek, there's a barrage of posts and comments with people complaining about the graphics. At this point, I'm not even sure that the Life by You team should continue giving prospective players a look into the game. Not because the criticism is too much or anything, but because we don't deserve it.
We don't say that, but now we said it.
I mentioned PandaBay's channel earlier, and when I was watching her recent video about Paralives, it had me thinking about how so many fans automatically assume the worst and jump to the worst possible conclusions when they aren't satisfied with what they're seeing from a game. And maybe this is a reach, but is it possible that some Life Sim fans have been so mistreated and exploited by EA that they're simply unable to trust the developers behind these new Life Sim games? It's hard to know for sure, but I don't see anything that the Paralives team or the Life by You team has done to make anyone distrust them. And I'm sort of conflicted because I personally love seeing Life by You's progress and getting insight into all of its intricacies, but I don't know, perhaps they should just work silently on the game for the next several months and maybe come back in February with some more updates. I know there are some of us who really appreciate these sneak peeks and understand that the game is still in development, and I mean, the team has literally stated multiple times that they're working on the graphics, but maybe these updates are just doing more harm than good. By the way, if you are looking for more news and stuff about Life by You, there's this other channel, Sovereign Gaming. He does sort of like these analysis videos, just looking in close detail at some of the Life by You features. They're fascinating. Highly recommend those because you probably won't be hearing anything about Life by You from me for a while. Maybe end of the year, we'll see. But anyway, let me know what you think about all this down below and about the renovation. I guess it turned out, to be honest, not in love, but I'd live here. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I had this idea that the house would be like a plant and the first floor would be brown tones like dirt and the top floor would be green like the leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that concept through necessarily, but I did end up planting a ton of grapes up here. Angelina's gonna be busy churning out that nectar. Let's hope she doesn't drink it all. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next one.